You know that feeling, that tightness in your chest, jaw clamped shut, thoughts just racing.
Oh, yeah.
Like squirrels on caffeine, right? It's that weight, that overwhelm, the physical tension stress brings.
Mm-hmm.
What if, right in those moments, you had something ready? Not like a magic fix, but a personal toolkit ready to go to help you handle that storm and, protect your inner peace.
That'd be pretty good.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really diving into that, building your personal stress toolkit. We've gone through a lot of material, looking at well-being, psychology, resilience.
Oh, the good stuff.
Yeah. And our mission here is to unpack the best ideas, understand why these tools work, not just what they are, and give you practical strategies, things you can actually start using, like today, to build a more resilient you.
It's such a critical topic because, let's face it, stress, it's just part of life, isn't it?
Absolutely unavoidable.
Exactly. We can't pretend it won't happen. But what the research really shows is it's not about getting rid of stress. It's how our response to it, well, that hugely impacts our health, our well-being, everything.
Right. And there's a concept that really helps frame this response. The window of tolerance. Sounds a bit technical, maybe.
It does a little, but it's incredibly useful. Think of it as like your nervous system's comfort zone.
Okay.
It's that zone where you feel pretty balanced, grounded. You can handle things, the ups and downs, without getting completely thrown off course.
So you can think straight.
Yeah, you can think clearly, connect with people, respond thoughtfully, instead of just, reacting. You feel regulated, present.
Okay, so what happens when life pushes us outside that window?
Well, you generally go into one of two states. One is hyperarousal. That's the too much state.
Feeling frantic.
Exactly. Overwhelmed, super anxious, maybe agitated, angry, panicky. Your body's all revved up. It's that old fight or flight system kicking in. Rational thought kind of goes out the window.
That feeling of being totally flooded.
That's it. Flooded. The other state is hyperarousal. This is the too little state.
Too little, like numb.
Yeah, numb, shut down, maybe depressed, disconnected, even frozen. Your body's still in survival mode, but it's like it's slammed on the brakes. The freeze response.
Wow.
So in either state, hyper or hypo way, you're outside that optimal window. And it becomes really hard to process things, connect, make good decisions.
It really shows how stress isn't just in your head. It totally hijacks your body and brain too.
Yeah.
But you said something interesting. This window isn't fixed.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's honestly one of the most hopeful things we found. Your window of tolerance. It's not some set size you're stuck with for life.
So you can.
Change it.
You can absolutely expand it.
Like building muscle.
That's a perfect analogy, actually. By consistently practicing certain strategies, certain habits, you can increase your capacity, your ability to handle stress and difficult feelings without getting knocked out of your window so easily.
So you build resilience. Exactly. The goal isn't to never feel stress or strong emotions. It's to increase your ability to stay grounded, stay functional when they show up. You don't avoid the difficult stuff. You train to handle it better.
Okay, got it. Stress happens. It can push us out of our window, but we can train to stay in that zone more often. So what exactly knocks us off track? What gets us hooked?
Well, when we're stressed, difficult thoughts and feelings, they just come up. They're part of the deal. The real problem isn't that they're there. It's when we get hooked by them.
Hooked. That sounds not great.
It's not. There's this really strong metaphor, like a fish on a hook.
Okay.
When a fish is hooked, it's trapped, right? It can't move freely. It gets pulled where it doesn't want to go. Or think about being physically yanked away by something. When we get hooked by, say, anxious thoughts or anger about something that happened or feeling like we're not good enough, those thoughts and feelings, they grab our attention and pull us away from what we're actually doing. And really importantly, they pull us away from our values, from what matters to us.
And getting hooked leads to certain behaviors.
Yes. They're sometimes called away moves. These are the things we do because we're hooked by those tough internal experiences. And the irony is they move us away from the person we want to be.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, like getting into pointless arguments because you're hooked by feeling irritated. Or maybe pulling away from people you care about because you're hooked by shame or anxiety.
Or just scrolling endlessly online.
Totally. Or staying in bed all day because you're hooked by feeling flat or sad. Those are all away moves.
So the pattern is stress brings difficult stuff. We get hooked. We do these away moves. And that takes us further from our values, from the life we want. Feels kind of rough.
It can feel that way. But the power comes when you recognize that cycle and you realize You do have choices. You can learn to unhook, choose different actions. And that's where this toolkit really comes in. The first tool is vital for those really intense moments. Grounding during emotional storms.
Emotional storms. Yeah, that definitely captures it, like being totally tossed around.
Exactly. When those intense feelings hit panic, rage, deep sadness, it feels like a storm inside. Now, if you were in a real storm, way up high in a tree, what would you do?
Get down fast, to the ground.
Right. The ground is solid, stable, it's safer. For you and if you needed to help anyone else.
Makes sense. You can't help if you're about to fall. So grounding is like getting to that stable place inside.
Precisely. It brings you back to the present moment, connect you with your body, your surroundings when your mind is just spinning. The steps seem simple, but, simple isn't always easy. It takes practice.
Okay, what are they?
Step 1, notice. Just notice what's happening, how you're feeling, what thoughts are swirling. No judgment, just, okay, wow, feeling really anxious right now.
Just acknowledge it.
Yeah. Step 2, slow down and connect with your body. And do this really deliberately, slowly, gently. Slowly breathe out. Notice that breath leaving. Gently stretch your fingers or toes. Slowly push your feet into the floor or feel the chair beneath you. The key is slowly and gently. Especially the breathing quick breaths can make panic worse. Just feel your body making contact.
Notice. Slow down and connect. Focus on the physical. Got it.
Yep. And step 3, refocus. Shift your attention deliberately to the world around you. Use your senses. What can you actually see right now? Look around, be curious. Like you're seeing things for the first time. What can you hear? Tune into the sounds, near, far. Can you taste anything? Lingering coffee, gum? What can you smell? Any sense? And what can you touch? Feel your clothes, the table, maybe a warm mug.
See here, taste, smell, touch, anchoring the present moment through the senses.
That's exactly it. And you can run through this pretty quickly, maybe 30 seconds once you get used to it. That's a fast way to shift from being lost in the storm to just being present during it. And the more you practice when you're calm.
The easier it is when you actually need it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Practice makes it available.
Okay. That's powerful for those big, overwhelming moments. What about those, those nagging thoughts or feelings, the ones that keep trying to hook us even when it's not a full-blown storm?
That leads right into tool 2.
Yeah.
Unhooking from thoughts and feelings. Like we said, being hooked means your attention is trapped, pulled away.
Yeah.
So the first step to unhooking is, again, notice. Just realize it's happening.
Like catching yourself replaying a conversation while you're supposed to be working?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Or you realize you're only half listening to someone because your mind's worrying about something else.
Guilty. Okay, so notice you're hooked. Then what?
Then step 2 is to name what hooked you. Just silently label it, kindly, accurately. Not analyzing, just naming. Like, there's that worry thought again. Or, okay, noticing sadness. Or, planning thoughts. You can say, I'm having the thought that. Or feeling of frustration. Naming it creates just a tiny bit of space. It helps you see it as a thought or feeling passing through rather than being it.
Okay, notice the hook, name it gently.
And the third step, refocus and engage. Gently, but firmly, bring your attention back to what you were doing or what you want to be doing right now. Re-engage fully. If you were listening to your friend, really listen. Look at them, hear their tone. If you were doing a task, focus on the physical actions. Pour your attention back into the present.
Choose where your attention goes. But what if it just hooks you again, like 5 seconds later? Doesn't that mean you failed?
Not at all.
Yeah.
And this is so important. Getting hooked is totally normal. It's human.
Yes.
The skill is in the unhooking. There's this great idea, if your thoughts hook you 1,000 times.
You practice unhooking 1,000 times.
You got it. It's not about stopping the hooks from appearing. It's about getting better and quicker at noticing and releasing yourself. Gently, patiently, again and again. Every time you unhook, you strengthen that muscle of conscious attention.
That makes it feel much more achievable, like practice, not pass-fail. Okay, so grounding for storms, unhooking for those sticky thoughts. What's next in the toolkit?
Tool 3 is acting on your values. We touched on values with the away moves, right? Values are like your deepest desires for how you want to be, how you want to treat yourself, others, the world. They're your internal compass.
Things like being kind or patient or courageous.
Exactly. Loving, wise, attentive, committed, responsible, caring, generous, grateful, all those qualities. And especially when you're stressed or dealing with difficult feelings, consciously choosing actions guided by your values is incredibly powerful. It's the direct opposite of an away move. The key question becomes, is what I'm doing right now moving me towards my values or away from them?
So if my value is, say, health, and I'm stressed and want to eat junk food,
Yeah.
the away move is the junk food, but acting on my value might be going for a quick walk instead.
Perfect example.
Right.
Or another one. Maybe you feel really distressed about big world problems you can't fix. Huge stressor.
Yeah.
But if your value is, say, peace or contribution, you can choose actions that align with that in your own life. Maybe you choose not to get into petty online arguments. Maybe you focus on being collaborative with colleagues. You act on your values where you can have an impact.
So it brings it back to your own actions, guided by your intentions.
Yes. And remember, values apply inwards too. Being caring and kind towards yourself is just as important. Think about your key relationships and what values matter there. How do you want to show up?
That really shifts the focus. Okay, speaking of self-care, kindness.
Leads perfectly to tool 4. Being kind, especially self-kindness. It's funny, isn't it? When we're struggling, we often really appreciate kindness from others.
Oh, definitely.
But we can be so incredibly harsh with ourselves. That inner critic just goes into overdrive.
Tell me about it. It's often the lightest voice in the room.
It really can be.
Yeah.
So this tool is about deliberately pushing back against that, choosing tiny acts of kindness towards yourself, even just the words you use in your head. There's a simple exercise called the hand of kindness. You just place a hand, or both hands, gently on your body. Maybe over your heart, your belly, your forehead, wherever feels right, or where you feel tension.
And then
Just feel the warmth, the gentle pressure. And then, imagine your hand is filled with kindness, with warmth, with compassion.
Yeah.
And just let that feeling flow from your hand into your body. It's a physical act with a mental intention offering yourself comfort, just like you might comfort a friend.
that sounds actually really nice. Very simple, but nurturing.
It can be surprisingly powerful, just that gentle touch and intention. Okay, 5th core tool.
Let's hear it.
Tool 5 is making room for difficult feelings. This uses a really beautiful metaphor. Your thoughts and feelings are like the weather, and you are the sky.
The sky. Okay, how does that work?
Well, think about the sky. It's huge, right? Vast. And it holds all kinds of weather. Sunshine, clouds, pouring rain, huge thunderstorms, freezing cold,
Yeah.
intense heat.
Right, anything can happen in the sky.
Exactly. But no matter how wild or unpleasant the weather gets, the sky itself isn't harmed by it. It contains the weather, but it isn't defined by it. It doesn't become the storm. And crucially, the weather always changes. It passes.
Ah, okay. So instead of trying to fight the storm or getting totally lost in it, you learn to be the spacious sky that can just hold it.
That's the core idea. When difficult feelings or thoughts come up, instead of battling them or being consumed by them, you practice noticing them with a kind of curiosity, like watching clouds drift by. You acknowledge they're there, anxiety is visiting, and you make space for them to just be without letting them run the show or convince you they're the ultimate truth. You see them as temporary, like weather patterns passing through.
That's a fundamental shift in relating to your inner world.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so we have grounding, unhooking, acting on values, being kind, and making room. These are the big ideas, the tools. But how do we actually, make them stick? How do you build that emotional muscle and really expand that window of tolerance?
Right, that's where the daily habits come in. Knowing the tools is one thing, but making them work when you need them, that takes consistent practice. It's like knowing how to lift weights versus actually going to the gym regularly. There's a whole range of practical habits we can build.
Okay, lay them on us. How do we start building this toolkit day to day?
First up, movement.
Yeah.
Simple stuff. Movement breaks, stretching, walking, dancing, even playing with a pet. Anything that gets your body moving helps regulate the nervous system.
Physical activity, definite mood booster.
Totally. Then, mind-body practices. These are huge. Meditation, mindfulness, guided practices, just observing thoughts without judgment. Yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong. Things that combine gentle movement, breath, and focus. They directly train your ability to stay present and handle sensations.
Which helps with grounding and making room.
Exactly. Then there's focused attention practice. You can do this anywhere. Just pick an everyday activity, drinking tea, washing dishes, listening, and practice being fully engaged. Just drinking the tea. Just listening. It builds that refocusing muscle for unhooking.
Turns boring stuff into practice time. I like it.
It does. Breathing techniques are key too. Even just simple, slow, gentle breathing. Noticing your breath, slowing the exhale. It calms things down fast. There are specific techniques, sure, but conscious, slow breathing is powerful. Blowing bubbles works too, honestly.
Okay, I might try that.
You should. Also, progressive muscle relaxation. If you hold tension physically, this is great. Tensing and then releasing different muscle groups, noticing where you hold stress and letting it go. Journaling, getting worries out of your head and onto paper, especially helpful before bed to improve sleep.
Like an anxiety download.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And think about sensory and environmental aids. Little things, a calming photo, a smooth stone to hold, a nice essential oil, stepping away from the screen, look out the window, getting outside in the sun.
Building little moments of calm into the environment.
Yes. And don't forget connection, reaching out for support, and also contributing, helping others. It takes you out of your own head and builds purpose. And finally, practicing reframing thoughts, catching that catastrophic thinking, this is the worst, and gently shifting to something more balanced, like, this is tough, but I can handle it, or I've gotten through hard things before.
As a whole menu of options.
And many of these, like the mind-body stuff, journaling, warm bath, avoiding doom scrolling before bed, they really help build a solid bedtime routine for better sleep. And sleep is foundational for handling stress.
So it's not just knowing the tools for the crisis moments. It's about building this daily structure, these habits, that make the tools actually work well when you need them. It's building that internal capacity.
That really is the core takeaway. Stress happens, it's part of life, but you're not powerless. We've talked about these really useful inner tools: grounding, unhooking, values, kindness, making room, and crucially, the daily habits that strengthen them and expand your resilience.
And building this toolkit, this resilience, it's not a one-and-done thing, is it? It's ongoing.
It absolutely is an ongoing practice. And the real power, I think, isn't about making stress vanish. It's about building your capacity to navigate it, to stay connected to what matters to you, even when things are tough, and to keep choosing actions that move you towards the life you want, no matter what the internal or external weather is doing.
That feels like real empowerment. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, maybe a final thought for you listening. From everything we've discussed today, all these tools and habits, well, just one small thing, one small, consistent practice you could commit to starting. Think about how even one tiny daily action, chosen on purpose, aligned with how you want to be, could start to really strengthen your resilience and protect your peace over time.